Whew. Gotta be honest, I'm outraged. Not outraged enough to do anything about it, but I'm outraged. So I'm almost at the top of this climb. The last 13 miles have been uphill. Over 5,000 feet of climbing, so let's call that a vertical kilometre and a half. Over the last, 20 something kilometres, uphill all afternoon. And I get to past 1,300 miles and there's no mile marker. Sure, I could make one myself, but that would involve bending over. And for anyone who's walked over 20 miles in a day, 13 of them uphill, you know you're just not bending your knees. You're not bending down. That hurts too much. So, all the way up this hill, and I'm so close to the top now. The whole time I'm like, yeah, kind of past 1,300 miles. And there's no 1,300 mile marker. People who make mile markers, get your act together and make me one, please. Yes, I'm too lazy to make it myself. Oh, man. I mean, obviously I've still passed 1,300. I can still celebrate that, but I love those little markers. I haven't missed one yet. I even turned around and walked back. I walked to 1,300.1, walked back to 1,299.9, somewhere in that 400 metres. There should have been a mile marker, but there wasn't. It's been one of those days. I did not achieve my original objective this morning of getting to Belden before I had to dig a hole. So that was a fail as well. Held it for as long as I could. Had to do an emergency hole dig about a mile out. But on the plus side, it's long, probably one of the toughest climbs I've done, just the longest. I mean, yeah, uphill for over 20 kilometres. It's tiring, but it's basically done. And I still feel alright. It's about 5 o'clock in the afternoon. I guess I'm gonna employ Nono's approach today of hiking until the same time I started. So hiking until about 20 to 7, quarter to 7 tonight. Mostly because it sounds like there's some good camping by some water and a distance which will take me through till around that time. And it'll also put me at 28 miles for the day, I think. So quite a big day, especially considering the other itchy factors. I also just really want to hit that halfway point tomorrow. So the more miles I get in today, the more achievable that becomes tomorrow. Because, I mean, I don't even know how it is achievable tomorrow. I'm not sure that, I don't know if that mile, well, actually I guess it is. They say the trail is 2,650 miles. And I know it varies year by year with reroutes and things. But so I guess if it's 2,650, then 1,325 is where I expect to see that post. And if I'm at 13 now, 25 mile day, definitely doable. But if I can get myself about 4 or 5 miles closer this afternoon, 20 mile day, it's definitely happening. Definitely hitting that halfway point. Oh, someone's scribbled in the dirt here. 1300 somewhere. I guess I'm not the only one that couldn't find the mile marker. But according to my GPS and navigation and stuff, we're well past 1300 now. So, whew. Lizard, not a snake. I did see a small snake today, but he was of the non-venomous flavour. It's been a rough day. Been walking uphill crying all day because I've been listening to, first of all, there's a Joe Rogan podcast where they ended up going down a conversational rabbit hole talking about dogs they've had in their lives and when they've had to put them down. So I'm listening to two grown men crying as they're talking about putting their dogs down at various points in their lives. And I'm a grown man walking up a mountain crying. And I listened to a different podcast called Risk. It's another guy telling a story about a dog and everything they did to try and save that dog and eventually putting that dog down. So I've been walking uphill all day, crying like a baby, listening to these stories of people putting their dogs down and thinking back to all the animals I've had in my life. Yeah, it's emotional stuff. People always say this trail will break you, and that they, you know, everyone breaks down and ends up crying and just going through some tough times, high highs and low lows. I don't know, maybe I'm broken because people said the same about the Sarah. I've heard people say they don't know anyone that got through the Sarah without snapping. I didn't snap. There were some times that weren't great fun, but certainly didn't break me. And maybe the people that say that about crying on the trail, maybe they're just not so much talking about crying because what the emotions they're experiencing in their life and how hard it is to be out here. Maybe they're just listening to podcasts about people's dogs dying. Because if that's the case, then yeah, put me in that group of the people who cry on trail. Because there's nothing sadder than hearing people talking about their dogs that have died and then thinking about animals that you've had. But otherwise, I mean, I know I'm already hitting halfway tomorrow, but I don't feel like I'm about to break down anytime soon or throw my shoe off the top of a mountain or anything like that. There's a lot left in the tank before I reach that stage. For now, this uphill is still going. It's going to be over real soon.